Hello everyone, I'm Priya Manand, your host for today's webinar on soft skills, brought to you by Education Nest. Education Nest is a corporate training platform that uses AI-powered solutions to provide organizations with comprehensive and cross-domain training. As a proud subsidiary of Sambodhi Research and Communication, we blend a rich legacy of excellence, innovation, and impact into every program we design. It's great to see so many of you joining us today. This session is all about the often overlooked but incredibly important aspect of professional development, soft skills. Soft skills are the backbone of effective communication, teamwork, and leadership. While technical skills might get you the job, soft skills are what make you excel in it. To guide us through this, we have with us Jyoti Gupta, an expert in soft skills training with more than 13 years of corporate experience. She is a certified soft skills trainer and a certified WASH trainer. Some of her expertise include image consultation, leadership development, sales training, customer service training, and enhancing employability skills. Founder of Sculpt Your Style with Jyoti, your personality consultant, she believes in being someone's strength, inspiration, and the reason to never give up. Today, Jyoti will delve deeper into why soft skills are so essential in today's workplace and share a few tips with us on improving them. Please feel free to jot down any questions you have in the comment section. We'll address them during our Q&A session in the end. Now, without further ado, let's hear from Jyoti Gupta. Over to you, Jyoti.
Thank you so much, Priya. A very good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining in today. Express my thanks and deepest gratitude to Education Nest for giving me this platform to connect with you all today, and I'm so very happy to be here. And thank you, Priyam, for the lovely introduction about me. Needless, I need not speak anymore because you have already spoken about me. So thank you very much again, and a warm welcome to everyone who has joined in today's session. Definitely, there will be tips for you all to take away from today's session. There will be a lot of learning, and we will try and make this session as resourceful as possible for each one of you who have joined in today. So thank you very much again, and let's begin. So thanks to Education Nest for the opportunity to bring us all together on this one platform wherein we can learn, share our ideas, visions, and thoughts on a very, very important subject, which is soft skills in today's era. So I'm your guest for speaker for today, Jyoti Gupta. Beginning with, soft skills is the need of the hour to develop personality. Soft skills can be acquired by training and sessions to the learners, students, and even the professionals. The term soft skills is often used as a synonym for people skill or emotional intelligence. So as we said that soft skill is the need of the hour, it is the need of the era. Today, all leaders, all employees, all professionals are focusing so much on soft skills development. In fact, this session today has been kept for everyone to enhance on their soft skills. Each one of us either needs to reskill or upskill at every stage of our professional journey. It is very essential for us to do so because we have to climb the ladder of success in our professional journey. So if you want to move ahead in your career, be a leader, inspire people, lead team, take up leadership positions, Developing your essential skills is the key to success. In today's era, recruiters are looking for essential skills, employable skills, soft skills before recruiting the employees. They look for these skills into people so that it is easier for them to mold such individuals into professionals who fit into the criteria of the organization and the job responsibilities. Hence, soft skills today is much essential for each one of us in each and every professional scenario. So, how do you build your soft skills, or how do you work on developing your personality? So, you can acquire soft skills either by training, probably by taking a very certified professional training where you can attend this soft skills uh, trainings and acquire a certification and be called as a soft skills trainer, or someone who is so much someone who is a trained professional in soft skills training. Secondly, you can attend such webinars and seminars and sessions where you get a lot of learnings from the learners, from the speakers who have joined in the session and who would share, who have a vast knowledge about the topic, who are experts in the topic. So, by attending the such sessions, it would add to your knowledge as well as it would give you some insights, and you would also learn the importance of how you can develop the skills, how you can move ahead developing these soft skills. You would get an idea, you would get an guidance on how you can go ahead to develop these skills. So, soft skills is not just about learning communication; it is the development of your overall personality, right from the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate amongst people. Everything works into developing an overall personality of an individual. And this is just not restricted only to professionals who are working. Anybody, right from a learner, a student, and a thorough professional to senior leaders, everyone has to somewhere or the other make use of soft skills for their professional growth and development. That is why soft skills is also known as people skill or emotional intelligence skill. It is called people skill because over here you are interacting with so many people in day in and day out. Hence, if you are best at communicating, if your communication is really good, you are able to impress people, you are able to inspire people, definitely soft skills is also known as people skill. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence also plays a very important role in communication. That is why emotional intelligence itself is a part of soft skills. Why? Because whenever you're interacting with people, there are various people with different personalities who come from different backgrounds, who have a different perspective. That is why we always say that you have to be uh, an assertive communicator and not an aggressive communicator. That is where your emotional intelligence plays a very important role. I hope by now you have got the gist of this session, that what all we are going to learn today, and it has given you a fair idea how soft skills will be the skill of the century, and how you can mold your personality through small trainings, through these sessions, through people who can guide you through, and eventually develop yourself into a thorough professional. The first aspect of soft skill is communication. So, how effective communication skills can be a key to success? Now, in a day, we spend approximately 57% of the time listening to people, and the rest is spent in and speaking and then writing. So you can imagine the importance of listening in your communication. More than half of your daily communication is spent in listening, then speaking, and then writing. Listening attentively is the key to communication. If you are a good listener, you are a good communicator. Always keep this in mind. We always listen because we want to respond. Don't listen to respond, listen to understand. If you understand, you will definitely be able to respond in a better way. And if you listen and respond effectively in a better way, definitely your communication is going to improve. And if your communication improves, it is a key to success. Day in and day out, every day at work, every day you meet numerous number of people, your stakeholders, your customers, your team members, your business partners. So many people we are interacting day in and day out. How do you interact with them? Either through a telephone call, either through emails, either through a face-to-face meeting. In all these aspects of communication, whenever you are an attentive listener, you will definitely be a good communicator. Try this. Try this tip of being an attentive listener. There is always a stark difference between listening and there is a stark difference between listening and hearing. So, listening means being very attentive when you are speaking, when someone is speaking to you, and hearing is just being physically present and mentally absent. It is as simple as that. So always be physically and mentally present whenever you are communicating with someone. Because whenever you are listening attentively, you will definitely be able to know and understand what the person is telling you, and you will be accordingly responding to that person. So if the vibes are correct, if the note on communication is correct, your relationships will go on getting stronger. The bond will get stronger and you will be able to excel in your professional aspect. So, this is how effective communication is the key to success, and you should every day work on improving your communication skills. Read articles, listen to podcasts, listen to TED Talks, listen to any global speaker, whoever you are fond of or whomever you know. I mean, the internet is an ocean of information. You can go and listen to these informative speeches, and each and every each and every aspect of that will help you improve your communication. Read newspapers, read articles, uh, try and write a journal. Writing a journal will definitely help you give a clarity in your thoughts. Try writing at least one page every day. Probably you can just write about how you spent your day today. You can jot down a journal, try writing one page every day and see the difference. If practicing makes man perfect, we all have heard about this uh, saying. So, exactly, it is not going to happen suddenly one night you become a pro communicator. No, you have to practice it day in and day out. Every day, little by little, work on your speaking, work on your writing, work on your listening, and then see the difference how you will be an effective communicator. Moving forward, teamwork. Again, a very important aspect of communicate of soft skills is teamwork. How effective teamwork is essential in achieving an organization's success. We all are professionals here, and some might be aspiring to get into a job role or a profile, or some of us must already be working into an organization, working into a role. So, how does teamwork help you and upgrade yourself? How does teamwork help you to be a better professional? So definitely, we all. I would give you a very recent example of COVID. when we were confined to our homes, and the trend of from home was taken over by work from office. We all work through home, through the four walls of our house, through the comfort of our house. Initially, it was very exciting for everyone, and everyone thought that it was such a nice thing to be at home, to work from home. There was no travel, and the travel time was cut. And initially, it was very exciting, and everybody loved the concept of work from home. But as days and months passed by, people started realizing the importance of being in an office, of working in a team, of having that vibe of an office. People suddenly realize the importance of how it is to work in a team, because they started feeling that isolation, because they started feeling being cut off from the other team members. They started feeling the work pressure being increased, because though the travel time was cut short, but your working hours were more. So these were the few learnings which COVID gave everybody. And that is when people truly understood the importance of going to office and working in teams, how it helps to work in a team rather than working alone in an isolation. Though some offices and some people still prefer the concept of work from home, but there is a majority of people who would want to go to office, want to work in a team, want to meet their colleagues, and want to work from office, because there are other benefits of doing so. So definitely teamwork helps you to interact in person, uh, rather than a virtual call or a virtual meeting. In-person meetings add more value. Teamwork enables better problem solving. It unlocks the potential for innovation. Teamwork makes employees happier. Definitely, you get that satisfaction of going to office, of working, of getting those vibes. The vibes in our office are altogether different from what it is at home. At home, there are 10 distractions, but in office, the work scenario, the setup is completely professional. So definitely, you are more productive. You are more happier in a workplace which is yours, where you sit and you work. You call it your desk. You call it your cabin. There are more chances to enhance personal growth. There is lower risk of burnout, because you go on time, and most of the days you finish your work and you leave on time. So the risk of burnout is very much less. It gives you the opportunity for growth. Definitely, when you interact with people, when you interact and work in a team, work with full potential, full productivity, your chances for growth are so much more. It boosts your productivity and allows you to take smarter risk taking. So whenever you are at work, whenever you are working in a team, you always make smarter moves. There is smarter risk taking, and it helps you to think more productively, perform more efficiently, and helps you be a better team member. And all this combined together contributes to the uh, growth and success of the organization, because each and every team member is happy, each and every team member is motivated, each and every member is working towards one goal of that organization, definitely the organization is going to see the heights of success. So this is how teamwork is beneficial for every organization to make that success. A company is made by uh, people are making the company, right? Your company, people are contributing to the growth of the company. People are contributing to the success of the company. So eventually, you people, the employees have to be satisfied. The employees have to be happy. The employees have to be involved in any decision making, in progression, in problem solving, in innovation. Then only they feel that yes, they are involved and contribute much productively to the success of the organization. So that is the importance of how teamwork eventually uh, gives way to the success of an organization. Moving ahead, leadership. I think this is one of my favorite topic, and I personally uh, aspire to be a leader, and this is what I feel that the skills what makes are important for a leader to have. What are the most important skills for a leader to have? So I feel that leadership is not about position or title. You need not be into a leadership position. You need not have a title with you to inspire people. You can do it at any given point of time. You can do it at any position. I personally feel that I am completing an aspect of leadership. Why? Because I inspire people to do better. I inspire people to strive to their best potential. I inspire people to be their to give their best to realize their potential, to sharpen their skills. So I feel somewhere or the other I am helping an individual to become better. So what is a leader? Who is a leader? So leader is someone who helps their team to become better. Leadership is not about creating more followers. Leadership is about creating more leaders, right? You want more leaders to come up from your team rather than just having followers. That is called a good leadership. That is called a great leadership. And trust me, if you are having a leader who who cares for you, who values you, who is empathetic towards you, trust me, you are very lucky. You are in safe hands. You have someone to guide you, to mold you, and you can aspire to be a great professional and be a great leader uh, in your career, because you see that person as a role model to you. So the skills that are required for a person to become a good leader is integrity, vision, empathy, conflict resolution, problem solving skills, critical thinking, decision making. These are some skills which every leader must develop in themselves. Empathy, vision, integrity, something very, very essential for every leader. Open communication, fostering the environment and culture of openness, transparent communication. That is what makes your team believe in you. If your team believes in the leader, if the team believes in the person who is leading them, definitely that team is going to scale to success. Each and every person who is under the right leadership, who gets the right mentorship, coaching from the person, is definitely going to become the next leader. So always, if you are into a leadership position, try and mentor your team members on timely basis. Give them the required coaching on timely basis, because you never know that when and where your team would need help and would not come up to you until you do not foster the environment of open communication and transparency. So always see to it that your team members have that uh, have that availability of the leader whenever they need, and they walk up to the leader, take guidance from them, take learnings from them, and move ahead. So these are the skills what a best leader should have. And leadership, as I said, is not just about a position or a title. Position and title are for managers who just know how to manage a team. But we should aspire to lead a team. We should aspire to make more leaders. We should be able to mentor, guide the team under our leadership. So tomorrow you are making better leaders. You're making this corporate world a better place for people to come and make careers. That is what is leadership all about. Interpersonal skills. So, what are the key ingredients to building a good relationship with others? Now, over here, I would say that your interpersonal skills helps you both in your personal and professional communication. If you are good at speaking, if you are really good at communicating, expressing your ideas really well, your relationships are going to get better and better. And as I said in the beginning of the session, that listening is the key to good communication. So always have this uh, habit or get into the habit of first listening to people, allowing people to express themselves, and then you will be able you reciprocate in the same way. So, what are the key ingredients to building good relationships with others? Be it on a professional front, be it on a personal front. The first key ingredient I would say is compassion, understanding, patience, good listening skills, ability to express yourself wholeheartedly. So these are the few key ingredients to build good relationships with others. And you can test this probably if you are not someone who is following the aspects of interpersonal skills. You can try and test it out one day. Maybe you can try your way, try communicating in a different way with the person. Probably follow these steps of interpersonal communication where you're patient, where you are more active in listening, you are more empathetic towards the person, you have spoken wholeheartedly. Try and implement these aspects of communication while speaking to the person and see the change. You yourself will be able to see the difference in your relationship. So the key ingredient is nothing but compassion, patience, speaking wholeheartedly, being attentive while listening, uh, and speaking to the person with humility. This is what interpersonal skills is all about. And this not just works on personal front, but also on your professional front as well, right? All these key aspects of communication, that is being empathetic, being patient, having compassion, humility, all these work and go a long way because your professional professional aspect is also revolving around these skills. You're revolving around people, you're dealing with humans. So all these feelings go into it. And when you have a understanding, when you use your emotional intelligence, you will definitely be able to build good relationships with others. So always be a little sensitive, always be a little thoughtful, always be a little mindful when you are speaking to others. Try to be an assertive communicator rather than an aggressive communicator. If aggression, if aggression is something which takes over you, don't take a pause. Do not speak. Take a pause, take a break for 5 minutes. It is not necessary to speak or to answer immediately. You can take a break, you can take a pause, and then probably reply. Because words once spoken are like arrows. They are not going to come back, but it will only cause harm. So always think before you speak. Think if it is necessary to speak. This is also something very important, which very few people realize. Speak only when necessary. Speak if you have a very clear and calm mind. And if it is not required, do not speak. but definitely do not speak with aggression. And if you feel any negative emotions taking over you, take a pause, take a break, and then come back. Probably that break of 5 minutes will give you the time to clear your thoughts, to calm your emotions. So if you practice these skills every day, these small key ingredients will help you build good relationships with others. So work on your interpersonal skills. Again, something which is not going to happen suddenly throughout one day. It is something which you have to practice every day. I have given you some key ingredients on how you can work on your interpersonal skills. Take these steps, implement it, and see the results. Probably you can even share with us how you felt about it or your experience after implementing the changes. Time management. One of my favorite topics to speak on time management. How do you maintain work life balance? Some of us, or I would say almost all of us, struggle with time management. And I would say time management and stress management go hand in hand. You do not need a separate stress management activity. If your time management is in place, your stress management will automatically be taken care of. So, how do you maintain this work-life balance? We have heard about this particular aspect of called work-life balance. You discuss everywhere in offices, everywhere you say you should maintain your work-life balance. You should maintain this. You should maintain that. But how do you do that? How do you maintain that work, maintain your life, and how do you balance between both? So, time management is something which will help you balance both, right? So, how will you manage your time? Basically, it is about planning, prioritizing, and performing. The three P's of time management: plan, prioritize, and perform. Whatever tasks you have throughout the day, on personal front, on professional front, always go with a plan. Your plan will help you prioritize your tasks. And once you prioritize your tasks, start performing on them and see the difference. It is strategic planning which will help you maintain your work life balance, right? Technology has taken over almost everything and everywhere. Use technology to its best to manage your time. There are so many apps, there are so many calendars, like Google Calendar to be the most simple and the most famous type of an app which helps you manage your calendar. Use Google Calendar, use Todoist, use these are some of the time management apps which help you manage your time better. There is a technique called Pomodoro technique of time management. It is a very simple technique. I will give you this technique today. Implement it and see how you are able to manage your time effectively. So, this technique, which is called as Pomodoro technique of time management, set a timer of 25. First, select on a task, whichever task you want to work on. Select a task that probably you want to work on a project report. Select the project report. Set the timer for 25 minutes on your mobile, or probably if you have a timer, set it for 25 minutes. Once you've set it for 25 minutes, start working on the project report. Now, these 25 minutes should be diligently working on the report. There should be no distraction. The biggest distraction in life is our mobile phone. The moment it rings, the moment it vibrates, we have the urge to check the phone, check the messages. So, keeping away all the distractions, diligently work on your report for say 25 minutes till the timer goes off. No distraction, no getting up from your desk, no checking phone, nothing. 25 minutes, just work on that report. Once the timer goes after 25 minutes, take a break for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, you can do whatever you want. Check your phone, make calls, send messages, take a coffee break, take a bio break, whatever you want. Again, come back and sit on your desk. Set the timer for 25 minutes. Repeat the whole process. See the difference. You have done that twice. You have diligently worked on your report for 50 minutes. If you see, if you calculate, you have, without any distraction, diligently worked on your report for 50 minutes. Probably you will realize that you have completed half of your work in 50 minutes, which would take you an entire day. Why? Because you managed your time really well. There was no distraction. You were focused on what you wanted to do. That is how you have to manage each and every aspect on what you're working on. Plan, prioritize, and perform. This is how you will be able to save on time, be productive, give your best, and at the same time, concentrate and focus on your life, your health, and your mental well being as well. So, this was about time management. Moving ahead, your organizational skills. How do you stay organized when you're juggling with multiple projects and tasks? So again, something I would say that time management helps you to be better organized. How would you stay organized? So plan, prioritize, perform is something which goes again for time management, for your organizational skills. Setting goals. Set small term goals, set long term goals, and work accordingly. Delegation. Whenever possible, delegate. Do not take everything on your head. Do not take everything, uh, all the tasks on you, and you might not be able to do justice. So, whenever possible, delegate a few tasks. Physical organization. By what do you mean by physical organization? Physical organization means basically being organized. Being organized simply can mean keeping your desk organized, keeping everything in place. Or probably being organized means I can give you a very simple, basic example of keeping your cupboard organized. So every morning you know what you have to wear to work. If you do not organize, if you do not plan what is your attire for the day, you would spend 10-15 minutes just shuffling through clothes and you would not find it that what am I doing today? So if you plan it a day before or the previous night that this is your attire for tomorrow and set everything aside, you will save 10 to 15 minutes in the morning during the rush hour because you have already planned your attire for the day. A very simple and basic example of being organized. So this is how, in the same way, when it comes to organizing things at work, keep everything organized, manage. Like a simple example of managing files on your laptop or your computer. If every separate, you have every file, every information saved in separate folders, shows that you are organized. You know what is where. You just go click on that folder and you get all the information. If the same thing is just jumbled up and scattered all over the desktop, you will spend so much time just finding a small piece of information. Staying organized means this is what is called physical organization. Planning before doing the task. It is as simple as that. So, if you stay organized, you will be able to save a lot of time. And if you save a lot of time, you can use that time for some other productive activity. Delegate whenever possible. If the work is something which can be delegated to someone else, please do that. And again, use the aspect of three P's of time management: plan, prioritize, and perform. Same goes for your organization skills as well. Try this and see. I would give you a suggestion that in the morning during your rush hours, if you want to save a few minutes, that few minutes also matter in the morning. Trust me. And if you want to save that few minutes, plan your wardrobe one night before, or probably you can plan your wardrobe for the whole week at the beginning of the week. Probably on Sunday night, you can plan your whole wardrobe for the next 5 or 6 days of the week, what you're going to plan. You can plan your breakfast for the next 6 days, that today I'm going to make Monday would be this, Tuesday I will be making this, Wednesday I will be making this, and accordingly stock your pantry or groceries so that in the morning you save those precious minutes rather than running around your house. You are organized and you save that time. Probably you can spend that time with your family, with your kids, or probably you can spend some time reading or doing your favorite activity. It is just those small inputs, just that small organization helps you save time a lot. So try this and see how it makes your life so very easy and so very much calm and peaceful, at least in the morning. Then we come to negotiation skill. Why is asking questions important during negotiation? So especially whenever you are in a position where you are negotiating, where you are talking to people and where you have to take, where you have to probably say, I can give an example of selling a service. You're negotiating with uh, some of your potential customer. In negotiation, the key to best negotiation again goes to active listening. If you listen attentively, you will be able to understand the need of the other person. Use your emotional intelligence. Again, not everybody will be easy to negotiate, right? So you have to use your emotional intelligence while speaking to people. Patience takes a long, they will take you a long way. Be patient while dealing with people because not everybody will be on the same page or will have the same vibe of what you have, right? So always be patient when you're dealing with people. So value creation, like if you invest in our services or if you invest taking our services, what values would you be getting to us? Create that value creation, create that importance, create that need for the person that this is necessary for you. So if you go for our services, how are we going to benefit for it? Ask the WWHW questions. What is WWHW questions? What, when, how, why? If you ask this what, when, how, why questions to your customers or to any person with whom you are negotiating, you will be able to squeeze in maximum information, whatever you need for negotiation. So always ask these questions and you will get the answers, whatever you require. And accordingly, you can strategize your plan. So in negotiation, always keep in mind that listening plays a very important role because if you listen attentively, you will understand the need of the person. Use your emotional intelligence because all everybody with whom you will be dealing will not be easy. So always use your emotional intelligence. Be assertive when you're speaking. Have patience because we all are humans and at times you would have to implement a lot of patience, show empathy towards the person so that you understand what the person is exactly requiring and create value addition. Create that value, that why is this important for you. Once you create the need for the person, it will be easy for you to negotiate. This is how negotiation skills help you. So any of you who are already into a profile where you are selling services or where you are communicating with people to negotiate, where you have to use your negotiation skills, these tips will help you definitely to make it a better deal, to make it a better experience for the person with whom you are dealing. Next, we come to conflict resolution. Again, a very important aspect of soft skills. How do you deal with differences of opinion at workplace? A very common scenario. If you have been working and if you are working in a team, you will definitely see this differences of opinion at workplace. So how do you deal with it? Conflict resolution, again, a very important quality for any leader to work on, because a day in and day out there will be multiple problems which you will be dealing with. How do you resolve that? So conflict resolution basically revolves around four A's. That is acknowledge, accept, appreciate, apologize. It is as simple as that. Acknowledge, accept, appreciate, apologize. So whenever there is a difference of opinion, whenever you find yourself in a situation where a conflict is going to arise, or you're already in a situation where the conflict has escalated, always apply this 4A kind of a theory. First, acknowledge that whatever has happened, see both the sides, pro and cons of the situation, accept whatever is acceptable, see to it that you accept the different scenarios, different situations, appreciate because if you appreciate the inputs, if you appreciate other person's views, if you value other person's opinions, definitely the conflict will be at a better resolution, because everyone wants to feel appreciated, everyone wants to feel involved. So appreciate the other person for sharing their thoughts, sharing their values, sharing their input. And last but not the least, apologize. If you are wrong somewhere, if something, there is nothing wrong in saying sorry. In fact, you are much braver to accept your mistakes. It is not easy to accept mistakes, right? We all must have felt this at some point of the other. But you put up a brave face by accepting your mistake, acknowledging it, and then working on it. Always be open to feedback, because that helps you improve. If nobody gives you a feedback, you will feel that you are always right. So always be open to feedback. If something has not been very right, accept it, apologize it, and work on it. So these are a few ways in which you can definitely work on conflict resolution. Acknowledge, accept, appreciate, apologize. See to it, work towards it, and try not to get the problem escalated. Resolve it at the very basic level. That is how you will be able to work on conflict resolution skill. Very important, because not every day is a very great day at work. You have issues, you have problems, you have arguments. So your if you are very good at resolving conflict, if you apply the 4A technique, you will be able to resolve arguments effectively and professionally. Decision making and analytical skills. Last but not the least, when you have had to make a decision under pressure, how do you deal with it? How do you weigh the pros and cons before making a decision? So we all must have gone through a very through this kind of a scenario in our life. I would say there is a saying that never promise when you're happy and never make a decision when you're angry, right? This has a lot of meaning, that never promise when you're happy, because tomorrow when you're overly excited and you promise something, and when your excitement comes down to a normal level, you might realize that okay, whatever I promised was something which I shouldn't have done. And the same way, vice versa, whenever you are angry and you decide that this is something which I will never do, probably you might regret that when your anger comes down and when you are in the right frame of mind. So, whenever you are under pressure, how do you deal with it? How do you weigh the pros and cons before making a decision? Definitely, these skills are something uh, which are looked forward by leaders, which are looked forward by recruiters. and they ask you specific and certain questions which helps them test your decision making skills, your analytical skills. They will ask you questions that can you give me a scenario where you had to take a decision which was a change maker for your family, a decision or a situation which helps your company to make profit. Can you give us a situation? So these are the questions which are specifically put forth by the recruiters to see your decision making skills and your analytical skills. So never make decisions under the pressure of emotion. Always be quick wit. Always use your sharpness. Always see both the sides of the situation. Don't just see what is being shown to you. Try and figure out what other possibilities could be there before you make a decision, because your decision could be a make or break for some person. It could be a make or break for the company. It could be something which would affect the entire team. So it is very important that whenever you make decisions or whenever you are working on something which is very important, so and you have to take, you are the only person who is going to take a decision which is going to work for everybody. Always do it with a mind which is very calm, clear, using your emotional intelligence and seeing the pros and cons of the situation. Don't make a decision just on what is being shown to you, but try to see the other side as well. Probably it would help you change your decision, or probably you would be more wiser in making your decision. So this decision making and analytical skill is extremely important to brush up, especially if you're aspiring to get into leadership roles, especially when you're aspiring to get into roles where you're leading the teams. Your decision making and analytical skills will be a make or break for your team. It could be a make or break for someone. So always be wise enough to take decisions in the favor of everybody. And the tips and tricks what I shared with you today will always help you. Of course, we definitely grow with our experience, but be fair and fair enough in taking your decisions, and never take decisions under pressure or when you are emotionally at a high. Use your emotional intelligence while making decisions and analyzing the situation. Flexibility and adaptability. How do you handle changes at your work and your work environment and your job responsibilities? So, I would just give you a very small example of my experience, that I had the experience of working in a large team, and I was aspiring to get into a different role for which I was already preparing, and I had done some additional certification courses, and I was aspiring to get into a role which was, I could say, it was my dream role. So while working on the profile, I did these extra things to upgrade myself to be eligible for the role. But due to team changes, or I would say rather due to management changes, I was shifted from a profile which I was already working on into a different profile. And I was given the reason that due to management changes, the team changes have happened, and you have to work on this profile. Now, for me to be adaptable into that profile was almost something which was next to impossible. Why? Because firstly, I was not mentally prepared to be into that profile. I was aspiring to get into some other profile, some other department for which I was working hard for past 3 years. I was very set and comfortable in the role which I was doing, because I was doing my work for past almost 7 to 8 years. So I was almost an expert in what I was doing. Suddenly, the shift in the profile made me first sent a shocker to me, because it was not planned. It was something which was disclosed to me very suddenly. So my mind was absolutely not prepared to take that change. But I had to, because that was a part of that was a management decision which had come down, and it was a part, and I was a part of the team, so it was applicable for me as well. There was no exception. So it took a lot of time for me to adjust to the new role. I had to unlearn and relearn a lot of things because my mind frame, my mindset was preparing for a role which I was aspiring for my dream role. And I was suddenly given a responsibility for which I was absolutely not prepared. So, first, it was a setback for me, but I created that setback into an opportunity. I did not see that as a threat to me, but I saw that as an opportunity for me to learn something new. I saw that uh, as a chance for me to add on to my expertise, to add on to my responsibilities, something which I can show on my CV that apart from handling this profile, I have handled this profile as well. So, whenever you have sudden changes in the work environment or your job responsibility, the first thing is don't look at it as a threat. Don't look at it as some injustice being done to you. Look at it as a challenge. Look at it as an adaptability. Be flexible to those changes. You can never sit on a role lifelong, or you can never be in a profile till the time you retire. You should always be adaptable and flexible to changes. If you don't want to change, the change will be forced on you because things are changing very rapidly around you. There was a management change. I was moved from an A profile to B profile. I had no option but to accept it. So, if you are flexible, you are adaptable, this change will be easy for you to accept. You will look at it more happily. You will look at it as a challenge. You will look at it as something new to learn for you, something which you can add on to your resume, something which you can show that yes, I am expert in this, but I am good at this as well because my company has given me that chance to learn something new. So, handling changes at your work environment and job as responsibility, be flexible and adaptable to change because you never know what change will come from where. And if you be adamant, if you are not flexible, if you are not adjusting to it, things are only going to get difficult for you. So be in the mode to be flexible to that change, get adaptable, and see at the positives. Don't just count the negatives, but look at the positives as well. Each situation has something good and something bad. So rather than counting what is not working for you, see to it that what is working for you. And then turn that into your favor. How it will benefit you as a professional. So always be flexible and adaptable to changes because changes are happening very rapidly, very fast. And if you don't adapt to these changes, you will be left behind somewhere. So first make that mindset that if any changes happen, I am going to adapt to it quickly and then work on it. If you are mentally prepared, you will be able to do it. So this is something which I have learned from my own experience. So working on your flexibility and adaptability will only make things better for you. So that is how you will be making a difference. So that was all from me. And for any queries, for any training needs, you can get in touch with Education Nest. These are our social media contacts in which you can connect to Education Nest. And if you have any training needs, you can get in touch with Education Nest and they will definitely help you out. And Priyam, over to you. We are open for the question and answer section.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jyoti, for this informative session. Soft skills are indeed the key to unlocking your full potential at work. Now, we'd love to hear from our lovely participants. Let's move on to the Q&A session, as Jyoti just said. Please feel free to ask any questions you have, whether it's about something we discussed or about any particular soft skill that you're curious about. Now is the time if you haven't so already. So, meanwhile, if any of you have questions, let's start with the few questions we already have on our comment section. So, Jyoti, our first question of the evening is suggest books that can help enhance communication.
Sure. So I would definitely suggest some books which would help you enhance your communication. So the one is The Fine Art of Small Talk by Deborah Fine. This is one book which you can go through for enhancing your communication skills. Then you have How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is by Dale Carnage. This is one book which you can definitely find to improve on your communication skills. Then you have the Communication Book for Better Conversations Every Day. So this is one book which you can look forward to for improving your communication skills. And one book would be How to Become a People Magnet. So that is by Mark Raquelu. This is one book which will help you enhance your communication skills.
Great. Those were some nice suggestions, Jyoti. In this era of digital era, actually, we've forgotten to read. So it's a good question that your people are taking interest in actually reading. Coming on to our second question, um, one strategy leaders can use to inspire their team.
Okay, what strategy can leaders use to inspire their teams? Okay, so obviously, if you want to keep your team motivated, if you want to maintain that momentum, if you want to maintain that enthusiasm, try to have timely team meets with your team members. Try to understand what are the difficulties they are going through, any hiccups, any problem areas which need working. That is one strategy which leaders can use to keep their employees motivated. Always look for reskilling and upskilling, because these sessions or these training sessions, apart from the everyday work, helps to build the employee morale. It helps them to think out of the box. It is like a refresher for them. So always, introduce timely trainings for your team members, because that is where they will feel the need. That is where they will be able to upskill and reskill themselves. They will feel motivated. They will understand the importance of what they are doing currently and how they are contributing to the success of the company. So conduct timely, trainings for your employees. See to it that how they are working towards it, and the ROI, the return of investment, like how these training programs have uh, influenced your people. So this is one way of keeping your employees motivated. Everybody wants to have that reskilling or upskilling kind of an activity. So if not a complete training session, at least a few refreshers every weekend, like the fry eye kind of a thing. Every Friday you can keep a recreational activity which adds to the momentum.
Great, thanks. So the third question is quite interesting, and I think it's a trending question as well. Why are soft skills in high demand by the recruiters?
Yes. Okay. So soft skills is in high demand by the recruiters. Why? Because if they are having a person who is already very good in soft skills, so if the person is coming into the company, it is easy for the company to mold that person. They do not have to invest a lot of time training that person, because the person has already got some skills, some value addition in the personality. So they have to invest very little time on the person to groom them, to mold them into the company. Second, he would be a very good fit into the profile or the role because people with soft skills adapt quickly. So they are able to adapt quickly to the role. They would be able to accustom to the team, to the company culture. So basically, the team has to work less on a new employee. That is why they look for people who are already having these skills so that they are already work ready and they are able to perform better in less time.
All right, great. Let's come on to the last question of the evening. How can the Pomodoro technique help in reducing procrastination?
Oh, yes, procrastination. Of course, procrastination simply means delaying things deliberately. So you know the after effects of delaying something, but you still delay it. Like you know that there is an exam at the end of every semester, but in spite of having the time, you are delaying it because of laziness. So, this Pomodoro technique will definitely help you overcome procrastination. Why? Because it will help you work on a task diligently. It will avoid distractions, which is the main reason for procrastination, and you will be working on something with full focus and attention. So if you get into this technique, it will you will be more productive. You will be disciplined. Being disciplined is very important to avoid procrastination. So it will keep you disciplined. You will work on something with full productivity and attention, with less of distraction, and the outcome will be very great. So Pomodoro technique definitely is going to help you overcome procrastination. So I would suggest everyone to use this technique at least once in their schedule.
Very true, very true. It does make us more efficient, I believe. Jyoti, I did
Right.
miss out on another question, so that was the second last question. Let's just take another question quickly. How to resolve conflict between two co-workers regarding work?
Oh yes. Okay. So if you have like there is a conflict between two co-workers and you are the one who is going to resolve it. So I would suggest, like, this is what my experience has been. It is not a suggestion, but it is actually an experience. The first thing is, as a leader, listen to both the co workers one on one. I mean, have a meeting with both the people, but separately. First, have separate meetings with both the people. Listen to each one of them what they have to say. After listening to both the parties, you understand what it is and what the situation is. Then bring both of them face to face and you sit as a mediator in between. Okay, make both of them talk because you have spoken to them separately. You already know what the conflict is all about. So, after knowing all the details, after getting all the information, it is suggested you bring both the parties face to face and then have a discussion. And once you have a discussion, you would it would be from your end that you give a resolution to that conflict. Never just make a decision or just listening to one side of the conversation. As a leader, it is very important for you to know the complete story before taking a resolution or probably before taking a decision. So bring more, and the main thing in conflict resolution is do not delay. If you find out that there is a conflict between two members, try to resolve it as soon as possible. Because more the delay, more the differences, and more the differences, it is going to impact the environment of the whole team. So, if there is a conflict, try and resolve it as soon as possible. Do not delay the discussion. Try and come to a mutual understanding between both the parties so that it does not affect the other team members.
Thank you. This was a very good suggestion, Jyoti. Thank you once again for your valuable time and for teaching us so much. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting today's session. We hope you've gained valuable insights into importance of soft skills and how to develop them further. If you have any questions or would like to know more about our corporate training programs, please visit our website at www.educationness.com. You can also connect to us with us through the social media platforms for more updates and opportunities to grow. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you in our future webinars as well. Have a great evening, all. Bye.